Okay, so something big just happened a few days ago. I know I'm a little late to the party. It took me a while to kind of get set up and ready for this video, for the making of this video. It's been a while since I last uploaded. I do apologize to my subscribers. I want to first and foremost apologize for just suddenly disappearing. But because of work and studies and all of that, life stuff, it's been really hard as of late to make videos. It takes a lot more time to make them, so yeah, I had to take a bit of a break, but I do apologize for not following up and for not mentioning that. But I am back, and I'm gonna make this video because this is something that happened a few days ago. I don't know if you know. You probably have no idea. Definitely not from the title of this video, but also just if you're living under a rock, you probably have no idea what just happened. But we got a look at Nintendo's next generation system, Nintendo Switch 2, which, well, as a Nintendo fan, I am very much looking forward to, and it is very much a long time coming at this point. So yeah, after 8 years of Switch, we are finally getting our first look at what's to come from Nintendo, their next generation, and what that entails. So I wanted to kind of talk about my brief impressions regarding what I saw in the trailer. This is more of a off-the-cuff, more or less unscripted video, kind of Arlo style really. I don't have as much time as I used to be able to script my videos a little bit more, so this is going to be a little bit, all over the place. I bet I'm going to ramble, I'm going to stutter, I'm going to, mix a few words up. It is what it is. Very minimal editing from my end for this video because I just simply don't have as much time as I used to, which sucks, but it is what it is. So I just want to get into it. I want to talk about the trailer a bit. It's definitely not a big deal at all. Definitely not. Definitely not. No, it's 100% a big deal to someone like me who's been waiting for this for a very long time, and I can't believe it's actually finally here. Can't believe we're actually on the precipice of a brand new generation of Nintendo. And so that's going to be very, very exciting. This is a once in a blue moon thing. So let's just jump right in. I have the trailer playing for you guys in the video so you guys can just kind of see what I'm seeing, but I'm going to be playing the trailer on my end as well. So just to kind of go over all of this again, because it's just really exciting stuff. And I'll say it right up front, if you don't want to watch the rest of the video, I really liked what I saw. If that's the gist of everything here, it's I really liked what I saw. I have a few criticisms, of course. I don't think the reveal was perfect by any means, or the most ideal way to reveal something like this. In some ways, in most ways, I am pretty satisfied with what I saw, especially in terms of what the system looks like and all of that. So we're looking at the system right now. It's going to be a little bigger than the Switch. What I like right off the bat is the fact that the material that the system is composed of, the outer material, it looks like a little bit more of a matte finish. There's a little bit more texture to it. You can see there's a subtle texture to it, and I really like that. It makes it look a little bit better, really. It looks a little bit more premium, elite compared to the previous Switch. And that's a big thing that I want to talk about too when it comes to what I'm seeing with the Switch 2 in this trailer, is that it looks more premium. It doesn't look as toyish. It doesn't look like a toy compared to the original Switch, and that's going to come across as a little bit off to some people. I know that's not what a lot of people would probably want to hear, but if I'm being for real, I want my technology to look a bit more premium, a bit more like actual tech. And I know that a lot of people in the comments are going to say, but Nintendo is a toy company at heart. I know that argument always comes up, but I don't personally think that that's the most accurate way to describe Nintendo nowadays. I know that they make amiibos and they have the theme park and they have all of that, but they are not a toy company by any means at this point in time. They're more of an entertainment company, if anything, and I don't think that technology that costs hundreds of dollars like the Switch or the Switch 2 should necessarily be considered quote-unquote toys. That's technology, and as someone who really likes new technology, this is something that looks like something more premium. I like that the Joycons now have colors only in certain parts of the Joy-Con. They're not necessarily the entire Joy-Con is covered in color, like how there's the blue Joy-Con and the red Joy-Con, and it's all blue and all red. I like that only certain aspects of the Joy-Con are colored. So for example, you can see that There's a little bit of color underneath the thumbstick, and there's also color on the sides or tops, depending on how you want to hold the Joy-Con. They're on the kind of the end of the Joy-Con there. I think that that's such a cool choice, in my opinion, to have the Joy-Cons have colors only in certain areas. And not only that, but even the console itself, like the tablet part of the console, also has these colors too. I think that's really cool because it gives your console, not just the Joy-Cons, but it gives your console itself kind of an identity, you know, kind of like this is your console. If they're going to have multiple colors of these consoles one day, it's nice to just have the tablet itself have a little bit of color to it to make it feel like, you know, I got that edition of the console, so to speak. So it's cool that the console itself from the sides actually adopts some color as well. I think that's pretty awesome. And there's so much more too here. There's so much more to look at, you know, that like obviously the Joy-Cons are a little bit bigger, which means that they're going to be more comfortable for my hands. Personally, I feel that the Joy-Cons are too small. So having Joy-Cons that are a little bit bigger, these ones look a little bit more comfortable. The buttons are a little bit bigger and all of that. There's still the mysterious rumored C button, which has now been, there's no longer C on it, so that's still a mystery. The home button, I noticed that the home button no longer has a light ring around it. You know, like on the original Switch, the home button would have like a ring around it that would light up blue, like in certain special scenarios, which by the way was never actually really used. The only time I ever saw the Joy-Con light, the home button light ring light up, was when I would plug it into Steam, like on my computer, and play via Bluetooth, you know, using the Joy-Cons or using the Pro Controller. That's the only time I would ever see them actually light up. So it kind of makes sense why Nintendo would remove that, considering they themselves never really used it. But overall, the system itself looks sleek. We got a new look at Mario Kart, which looks great. You can definitely see, like, I see a lot of people confusing this for Mario Kart 8, and I personally don't see it. I don't see how you could in some ways. In other ways, okay, yeah, I could kind of see it because the art style is still... The art style looks different. It looks like it's harkening back to original Mario renders, so to speak, from the 90s, and like basically like the old style of Mario. I don't know how else to describe it, but I like that aspect, but the core art style, if you take away the characters and all of that, the core art style still looks very much like the Mario Kart 8 art style, you know? So I can see, from that perspective, I can understand why people would think it's a Mario Kart 8 Deluxe or whatever. But then when you look like at the end of the game, you see just how big in scope this game is, and I'm surprised people are missing this, but when the camera zooms out at the end of that trailer, when the camera zooms out, you can see this entire vista, so to speak, like this entire desert area, and you see like these mushroom shaped like hills and mountains all in the background there. Like that just shows you this is not Mario Kart 8. This is a brand new Mario Kart game. This is Mario Kart 9. There's no way it's not. And I'm surprised people are skipping that fact, that they're not bringing that up. I haven't seen a single Switch 2 reaction vid, and I have watched some of those. But I haven't seen anything like that where people actually mention that. It's just kind of like, oh, it's Mario Kart. Is it Mario Kart 8? Is it Mario Kart 9? I'm surprised people don't quite see it from that perspective, that look at the scale, look at how much you're seeing, look at the draw distance, look at all of that. And not to mention, we're not even seeing like this game in true direct feed footage. This is literally simulated footage in a CGI trailer. This is not direct feed, like, you know, like footage that we can see in a video dedicated to this game, where we're seeing it in full 1080p or 4K or whatever resolution Nintendo put this at. We're not seeing that with this trailer, right? So we're still missing a lot of those details. And in terms of the reveal itself, that's the part where I'm a little bit mixed. I don't think that the Twitter drop, or, you know, the shadow drop of this trailer was the best choice in my opinion. I think having a little warning, or a little, hey, just so you know, like, you know, a day before the trailer comes out, just to kind of whet our appetites a bit. But it just kind of just dropped, you know, it just dropped like it was nothing. Like it was like it's really the last thing I expected Nintendo to do, which is in many ways, that's in and of itself expected, because Nintendo doesn't do what you expect them to do. So here we go again, Nintendo doing the unexpected. And the trailer itself, while it did give us an overview of the hardware, which seems to be what the trailer was trying to accomplish, I don't feel like it was as good as the original Switch reveal trailer. Because if you remember in that one, people were playing, it was showing people having fun, in albeit weird scenarios, but it was still like people having fun. Look at the system in different ways, in different settings. And that just, in my opinion, just had a bit more oomph, a bit more soul to it. This one just kind of felt like, it's like that one comment. There's a comment on this video that literally says, hey, Bat, like, this video is giving off big, hey, here you go, back off kind of energy, you know? And it's kind of true. It's kind of like Nintendo being like, all right, you saw all the leaks, just here it is, there you go, you know, now shut up. That's what the trailer really feels like. You know, the core essence of this trailer just feels like back off energy. So I didn't really like the way that the trailer itself just could have been a little bit more. I didn't hate the trailer, no, I'm still hyped. It still got me hyped. Let's be real, I'm still gonna buy this thing, you know, it's like, the trailer did what it needed to do, but I just wished it was a bit more than that, you know, like, it wasn't just zooming in on the hardware, it was the hardware in different settings, it was people actually playing it, there were smiles, you know, there were, you know, previews of other games coming to the system, even if it was third party, even if the footage was 3 seconds long, you know, like per game, something like the original Switch trailer would have been nice, personally. But again, the original Switch trailer was trying to sell you on an idea, on a brand new idea, so Nintendo had to really flesh it out. This trailer doesn't need to do that to that extent, because we all know that the Switch 2 is simply an iterative sequel to the original Switch. It is a next-gen system in the vein of a PlayStation, right? Where presentation-wise and the core idea of it is simply, it is a more powerful version of the previous device, with very few new bells and whistles. That's what I'm getting from this trailer, which is not a bad thing at all, because the original Switch is a great idea. They just need to improve upon it and make it better. So those are my brief thoughts on the Switch 2 trailer and just our first look in general of the Switch 2. I like what I saw. Do I think that the reveal could have been better? Absolutely. I think that it could have been much better. I think that if they had shown a little bit more in the trailer, that would have been nice. That probably is like my biggest wish, I guess. My biggest criticism is that I feel like we're still left with a lot of questions, really. And we have to wait till April 2nd to get those answers, so that's really my only criticism of this whole thing. But in terms of what they showed, I really liked everything I saw. I love the design of this console. I love the way the new Joy-Cons look. I love the way even the dock looks a bit better than the other one did, you know? So, like, and the actual system itself with the screen, I think looks sleeker. I like the material. Like, overall, it just looks better than the original Switch in basically every way. I think that eventually they are going to have Joy-Con that have full color, or at the very least Joy-Con that have different colors, not just the blue and red variations. It's hard to say whether or not every console is going to have a uniform color. I hope that they at least have a white one, you know? I hope that they have a white console where it's a white uniform color with, you know, with colors for the Joy-Cons, like, underneath the thumbstick, like the new color scheme, essentially what they're using. I hope that they do that with a white uniform colored Switch 2 as well, because I really want a white Switch. I never got an OLED, but I really want a white Switch. So if I could get that with Switch 2, that's the one I would get. But no, this it looks great. Everything about it looks great design-wise. New Mario Kart looks excellent. I'm excited to see where this goes, and I didn't make a video about it, and I should have, but I just didn't have the time. But here's hoping that Metroid Prime 4 Beyond ends up being a launch title or launch window game for the system. I hope it ends up truly being cross-gen. That game deserves to be played on this kind of hardware, like the best possible hardware it can be played on. I'll still get it on Switch, of course, if it was just a Switch game, but if that was cross-gen, ooh, that would make 2025 an absolute banger year. It already is with Prime 4 and Switch 2. It already is for me personally as a Metroid fan, so it's all good. But here's hoping, and the new 3D Mario game, I'm hoping for that too. So yeah. So with that being said, guys, that's this video. That's the wrap, and I'll see you in the next one whenever that may come out. So thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye.